I personally think the Wii U was a quality system. I would have bought one, but I had stepped away from video gaming for a few years, so I kind of missed out on it. But the games sold pretty well, even on the Wii U. They definitely sold well on the Switch. A lot of the games that are ported over to the Switch sold in the millions. And you look at Mario Kart 8, I mean, it sold 8 million copies on an install base of 13 million. I mean, that's pretty darn good. But when talking about why it failed, many people have their theories. A lot of people will say, it failed because it didn't have its big launch titles at the beginning. This would explain a slow start, but it doesn't explain only selling 13 million lifetime. There's two reasons, and they both play off each other, why the Wii U failed. The first one is because of the Wii. The success of the Wii, or at least how it became successful. It became successful because it was bought by people who do not play video games. The truth is, the Wii was not a gaming console, or at least it wasn't bought to be a gaming console. It was bought by people who do not play games as an activity simulator. This is something that was in nursing homes and rehab centers and hospitals. People who don't really care about games, where they had Wiis. And the ones that sold on there were all the Wii games, the Wii activity games, Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit. Those are the games which sold. Now, it did have Mario Kart and Mario U, which sold like over 30 million. But those are for the kids. Nintendo, usually you're buying those for your kids. Not to say that grown-ups don't play them, but it is a kid system. It is a system for kids. The type of games they make are for a younger audience. But the Wii was an activity simulator. And then there's the second reason. It plays off the first one. They didn't communicate this to the audience who bought the Wii. We know how Nintendo advertised the Wii U when it came out. They showed you the controller. They didn't show you that it was a whole new system. You just thought it was a controller. So you got a bunch of people who don't know anything about games, who don't play games, who never played games before they got a Wii. And they didn't get the Wii so they can be video game players. They got it because, hey, I can play simulated basketball or simulated tennis. And they're looking at this thing like, what is this? Can you use it like a golf club? Can you use it like a baseball bat? How do you do this? They just never communicated the value of the Wii U to that audience of non-gamers. I mean, as far as the hardcore gaming community, hardcore gamers don't buy Nintendo. They still don't buy Nintendo. They haven't bought a Nintendo system since the Super Nintendo. You don't need to really worry about them because they've never been Nintendo's customers. And they still aren't. They don't buy the Switch either. But again, they couldn't get these people to buy the Wii U because they thought it was a peripheral. And that's understandable. They're not going to know it because they don't know anything about video games. So they're looking at a thing thinking, this is a $250 add-on to what I already have. I don't have a problem with what I already have. Why am I going to buy this expensive add-on? So the thing didn't sell. But as we all know, Nintendo never gave up on it because they made it again. And they called it the Switch. They took the game controller. Instead of making it tethered to the console, they made it a full handheld. So it pretty much took all those concepts from the Wii U and just improved upon it. You pretty much got a Wii U 2. And we don't have to talk about how successful that's been. But again, the Wii U was a quality system. It just fell victim to bad timing, poor marketing, and just not being able to communicate value to the audience that made your last console successful. It's something they've rectified with the Switch. People who are buying the Switch are actually people who play games because Nintendo has successfully been able to get a new audience of people to play games. They're not hardcore gamers, but they're more of the casual crowd who, these are busy people who are looking to play games in between their life. And the Switch being a handheld system allows those people to do that. And this is the preferred way to play games now, even over home consoles. So I mean, they've rectified things, and looks like things are going to go well for them going into the Switch 2, and we'll see. But yeah, that's why the Wii U failed. Communicating the value of your products is important, and knowing your audience is important.